nodded. A thin cloud of dust, a sign of sheep being herded, rose from the end of a long valley that stretched far into the distance. He nodded, silently agreeing that a knoll in the center of the valley was a logical place for a fold to contain the sheep at night. Lesley picked up his dilly bag and pulled the strap over his shoulder. "I'll go see if the stockman has a spare horse," he said, turning away. "I'll be back well before sunset." He acknowledged the boy's remarks, offering no further objections. During the time they had been roaming the tracks together, Alfie had learned that once Lesley made up his mind to do something, he proceeded with unswerving, stubborn determination. His tone of voice had been decisive, a warning that any additional debate would be futile. The omnipresent bush flies hovered around Alfie, but after 50 years of roving tracks between stations in the Outback, he scarcely noticed them. Absently fanning the flies away from his face, he watched Lesley and worriedly pondered the sharp pain that still pulsed in his chest. He had long since come to terms with the fact that his journey through this life was drawing to an end, but he was concerned that he might die before seeing to a matter of supreme importance. He urgently wanted to make certain that Lesley was in a place and circumstances that would provide an opportunity for the boy to develop his obvious abilities. Alfie knew that he had deferred his death, the driving purpose giving him a sufficiently urgent reason to summon his will and cling to life. That goal had also brought him here with the boy, to the farthest reaches of civilization. Tibabura and Wyamba stations, the two largest sheep stations in all of Australia, stood at the very edge of the far outback. The giant stations were legendary, the Carricks equally renowned for being generous and considerate. Once he and Lesley reached the home paddock, Alfie's most heartfelt wish was that the Carrick family would hire the boy as a jackaroo. The valley was a patchwork of meadows and copses of eucalyptuses, boxwoods, ironbarks, and other trees. Even though his eyesight had been gradually failing during recent years, he managed to spot the boy crossing the grassy openings between stands of trees. He also saw the sheep, an expanse of seething movement under the dust they raised, but no riders or horses. The sun glinted on a billabong at one side of the knoll. Lesley reached the hillock at the same time as the sheep swarming to the water, and Alfie lost sight of the boy in the dust. Then he appeared again, heading back toward the track. He was neither riding nor leading a horse, and Alfie concluded that even though it was highly unusual, the stockman tending the sheep had no horses. Alfie was relieved, for he felt that borrowing a horse might have given the Carrick family some degree of unfavorable attitude toward Lesley. He thought about gathering firewood to camp for the night, then decided against it. When the boy returned, there would still be time to travel for a while before nightfall. He saw fire-blackened circles of stones a few yards away where others had camped years before, but both he and Lesley greatly preferred to camp at a billabong or some other source of water. Lesley climbed back up the slope to the track, his comely, clean-cut features shining with sweat as he drew closer. When he was within earshot, he called out, "He did have 2 horses, but both went lame. His jackaroo is leading them to the home paddock to exchange them for others, but he also told me that the home paddock is the next one up the track." "There's bonds of good news," Alfie exclaimed. "If we're that close to the home paddock, we don't need a horse." "Well, bear in mind that the paddocks here are larger than many entire stations," Lesley said. "So we're not in an open slather, but it could be worse." Walking out of the brush to the track, the boy took out his handkerchief and wiped the sweat from his face. "The stockman's name is Jacob Corbett, and he's a dinky-die obliging sort. I told him that we're short on rations, and he gave me some apples, flour, and mutton." "That'll go down good," he commented happily, "most especially the flour, because not having damper has bothered me most of all." He stood, keeping himself from wincing at the sharp pain. "The rest has helped me. I'm ready to go on for a ways now." Lesley studied him.